little different venue for today. We're live a little bit early. And we're going to go ahead and post this up. And I'm going to pin it real quick. And we'll get this show on the road. What's going on, everyone? What's up, Ken? Man, I'm busy, dude. Really? I'm always busy now. There's never time for anything. What's up, Pat Boy Fox? How you been, man? But you know what? Some parts of it are good, like, doing stuff with my kids. Like Leighton's got a lot of ball tournaments. And then other stuff is just work. Yeah, we're like live at a decent hour. This is exciting, but as you can see, my surroundings are a little bit different, so that's the only reason I'm able to do it today. I feel like I've been neglecting this for a while. Broken Tool Garage, how you, man? What's up, Stoop Fast? What's up, Sierra? Yeah, I saw your new dog. Still got to do video on your on those two cars, Sierra. Have you guys sold the green one yet? School and worm, huh? I'm assuming you meant work. Yeah, that's cool, dude. That's awesome. Hope you finish. Yeah, I got you. Hope it goes well for you. Guy looked at it the other day and said he'd think about it. Okay. I just, every time someone says they think about it, I move right on, because I don't ever, I've waited. I've had people I've held things for, and now I don't hold anything for anyone. Like, if you want it, buy it. If not, it's like whoever's going to come up next. I don't got time to waste to just like letting things sit idle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my wife's not interested. She doesn't care. Well, I won't say she's not interested. She doesn't care. That's right. Super fast. Oh shoot! Speaking of that, like I got a fellow boss owner who wants to buy the Flowmaster Outlaws I got, and I've literally had like no time to get them out, and they're like boxed up already. He's got a freaking UPS shipping code, so it's all taken care of. Like, I just got to get it from my house to a UPS store. Problem is, there's no stores in where I live. Hey, what's up, Anthony? How you doing, man? Just hanging out on a what was it, Tuesday? Yeah, I finally edited the cook side pipe video, so that's finally coming up. It took me like a friggin' month to get it done. Yeah, I know that. Well, I gotta see if they'll take, but U.S. Postal, right? I gotta see if they'll take it with a. I gotta see how that works, because he's got a label, and I don't know how they can quantify the price unless they charge him on the back end with a code. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a Going Postal that just opened by me too. It's like literally right down the road from my house. Yep, my everybody. I work for a Marine. Anthony, I don't know if you know this, but I work for the Marine Corps now. So yeah, all of my coworkers were there. I could have gone technically, but I haven't been to a ball since 2015. We haven't done the ball since 15. And that was different too, because like me and my brother were stationed on the same ship, so we got to he brought a lady friend and I brought my wife, and we had a good time. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Super Fast. They could have definitely picked a better name, but it sticks, so it's catchy. Nah, I don't know. My wife's not into it, man. She's just never been the one who wants to go get all dressed up and all that. And if I don't gotta get into my blues, then nothing wrong with that either.
Howdy.
What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah. I'm usually about halfway ready to bed by the time you get
Well, that's because I've been. That's just purely because a factor of like when I'm able to actually get everything settled down for the day. So like right now, my wife's just now getting home from my son's ball practice, and so normally I'd be helping her with that, get the boys to bed. So that's why I start so late, or I just don't go. But honestly, I said, I said this from the beginning, man. I don't let this. I love doing this stuff, but I'm not gonna let it like run my life, right? Like my boys got their own things going on. I'd rather watch them do their thing than, make sure that I'm, detract from their lives because I'm doing YouTube,
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day. I know someone who actually uses YouTube for part of their business, and it's like this is a hobby to my hobby. It's like
Yep.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's a hobby for me, and I like doing it because like I don't know, like I still go back and watch. I watch like the videos when I started with like my boys when they're. I guess it was like what 2.5, 3 years ago now, with my boys, and they're so young, man. It's I don't know. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I get sentimental like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got dual monitors. That's why I keep looking back and forth.
No, you're cool.
Yeah, I got the
So what you been
actual
up to?
YouTube up for the chat, and then the StreamYard up over here.
So what you been up to?
Oh, buying stuff, working on the yard, working on a Ram Charger.
How's that coming? The Ram Charger now.
Pretty good. I think the suspension, I'm almost done with it, so I'm actually start doing things that are fun, put it back together, and a little behind on stuff, but that's what it always is. Always takes longer than what you think. Oh,
Yeah.
I got mufflers for it the other day.
You did
So
what?
I got some mufflers. Visited Dyno Performance. He does dyno and exhaust and all that stuff. So he does like when people want the mid mufflers pulled off, he'll just cut those off and do whatever with them, and he has a whole pile of them.
Yeah.
So I got the mid mufflers off the manual transmission Challenger V8, the tubular looking ones.
Yeah.
So he assures me they will be loud. So we'll see.
I'm trying to figure out. So when I get the Fox body I'm getting, I've already been talking to some friends of mine. So I think what I'm going to do is, and I've brought it up on here before, I do have a spare set of Boss 302 mid pipes and side pipes So I was going to keep it as spare parts, but I think what I'm going to do is see what it would take to custom fab my Boss mid pipe up to a Fox body and have side pipes coming off the Fox, and then side pipes and the rear exhaust, and then depending on what it sounds like with what's on there. I think it's got 40s on there right now. I've got a set of Super 10s in my garage, so I might have those thrown on too, and just see how gnarly I can make it sound.
I tell you what I did on that '91 Mustang is I did the same thing. I just got some of those little, I think they're like automatic transmission because they're kind of oval, but it was the pull off mufflers from those, and they're like a 2.5 inch if you get the V8 version, like a 2.25 if you get the V6 version of the mid mufflers, and I just use those.
Okay.
And I mean, it sounds pretty good. It's got a growl to it. It's not, it doesn't sound like a Flowmaster, but it sounds more like more like a Magnaflow.
Is it a Thrush? Is that the company?
I don't know who makes it. It's just the factory mufflers that they pull off.
Because there's a company, the company Thrush makes like their versions of the Flowmasters, and I actually ran Thrush on my. This sounds stupid. I had a Buick Roadmaster, and it had the LT1 V8 that they put in the Corvette from the 90s, right? And it's basically same. It was the same horsepower, same specs for power as the Impala SS from the 90s, and so it's like a budget Impala. But I put thrust. I can't remember what they were called. The thrust mufflers on there that were like supposed to be like Flowmaster 40s, and it sounded real good.
Yeah, I like Thrush. I haven't tried the welded. I like the regular, just stamped ones.
Yeah.
Especially with your old push-rod engine with a cam in it. That's one of the best sounds you can get right there. It really makes that cam sound great.
I do like those bullet mufflers too, though.
But yeah, you could probably get those mufflers for free, and they fit pretty good. They're pretty small, like the whatever pull-off mufflers.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I put Dodge mufflers on my Mustang. I don't care. Works. Sounds good.
Did you make a video on that?
I think I had a short of it, just listening to it idle or something.
Well, that's what you title it. You said I put a Dodge exhaust on my Ford Mustang.
Yeah. Once I get it running where I can drive it and move it around and actually put load on it, that would be different.
It's all about getting their attention. You title it something crazy, you make a crazy thumbnail. Like this is so I'm about to put up so I just did the Cooks video. I just edited it. It took me freaking forever because I just didn't have time. But I finally got it done. And so like it's not quite boom tubes, but they're close to boom tubes. So I just went ahead and just did this. So this is what the thumbnail is going to be.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just learned something. Canva. I just now learning to use it for my thumbnails.
Canva.
Mm-hmm.
I use Fonto.
And Neil Mustang uses, and someone else told me about it too.
I'll look that up. I use Fonto. Somebody was telling me about an editing software they use for their videos last stream, and I meant to write it down, and I forgot because I use Camtasia.
I still just keep using the same old one, the Movie Maker.
I used to use that I used to edit, when I started this, I had an iPhone 7 briefly, and I edited all my videos on iPhone 7. I was like, that was an old phone, and I was uploading everything from my phone, and like it got to a point where I was getting so intricate with it on the Movie Maker that like the app could do more than my phone was able to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was going so slow and choppy, and I had to finally like be, okay, I've got to move this to a computer because it can't handle what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Hey Tim. No, I like my computer that I have now. It's pretty good for editing. It's a lot better processor than my older one, but I couldn't imagine doing something like that on a phone. Of course, I'm one of the people that uses my phone to make phone calls and text.
Well, I bare bones edit, or I have like a bare bones laptop. I bought my laptop for taxes and to be able to edit videos.
Mm-hmm. And do live streams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I bought a monitor for my computer that had the camera and everything built in, so I'm enjoying that much better than trying to use my phone. I always have to flip back and forth to see comments. I can just look over to my other monitor and see comments.
I don't have a permanent computer set up in my house. I got a laptop I just tote around everywhere.
Yeah. No, I'm actually it's the spare bedroom, but it's more like a guest room and office.
Yeah, well, I'm on top of all this other stuff I'm doing. I also, I do the Christmas light thing, so I'm trying to get my lights up. I'm already like way behind where I was last year. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of. I was finally able to do a couple car shows. We did a Toys for Tots show last weekend. I didn't make any videos on that. I just was like going to spend time with my boys. My youngest, he's 2 now, and he loves going for rides in the Boss. Like, he is obsessed with it. He gets all like, you hit the gas at all, starts laughing. We bring his car out, and he's 2 and he can drive. And I bring his and my middle child's car. My oldest has outgrown his finally, but he gets mad when we make him be a passenger. We don't let him drive himself because he can drive. Yeah. I don't know, Tim. I want to. I got to look at the rules because I got a warning from YouTube. It expires in January, but I got the warning for showing my son revving my Boss, even though I have another video of my son revving my Boss that was like, I appealed it and they approved it. The second one they did not. So my warning doesn't expire till January, and if I do anything else that violates community guidelines before then, they can give me a strike. So I don't know if I'm going to, because I don't want that. Only reason I do it though is like, I do like to, we're doing the food drive again, and then whenever I do live stream it, I've always said, like, I don't expect any super chats. I come on here to chat with you guys, but like anything that was donated in that stream, I always put that towards the either the food drive or Hope for the Warriors. So we've done that for like 3 years in a row now, and I think like total we've donated almost like 200 pounds of food, so it's been pretty good.
I don't know if my internet's cutting in and out or not.
It's saying I'm good. How's the picture look for? Am I fuzzy?
Good. It keeps swirling and everything, but I don't know if it's mine acting funny or yours. No one's saying anything, so it might be mine.
Well, Tim, I wish it worked like that, but like last year when I was live streaming, I got like a warning, like probably about 10, like a few minutes in, that there's copyright material in my stream, and like I think they muted it. They muted my stream at one point. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like, I don't monetize that video at all, obviously. That'd be foolish on my part. But, I do. We like doing it. The kids like it. My 2-year-old, he's really excited about it. I've already started putting some stuff up. I'm kind of stuck because my old neighbor lent me a boom lift, which helped me do my whole house last year. And usually I have a ladder and I can only do part of the upper portion, but last year I had the boom lift and I was able to get like everything.
Nice.
So he moved and that boom lift is broken, and it was supposed to have gotten fixed this week. So I'm hoping he can get it to me because I'm off work on Monday, and I'm hoping that I can get it knocked out while my kids are at school, but we'll see. If I don't have it and I'm off work, then I'll go make a car video. I'll go test drive. I'm going to see if my buddy will let me test drive a C7 Corvette, because I've never driven a Corvette.
Oh, we had a good car show here last week, so I'm working on that video. It's a one of the local like community outreach places. They put that on.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love doing so. Like I had the option this past week. Like we had said, we had the Toys for Tots show, and they had some Marines dressed up in uniform collecting the toys. So it's like old school, like Salvation Army kind of thing. It was pretty cool.
yeah,
But the VFW was also doing a show to raise money for the VFW, and like I like supporting veterans, but I like supporting kids more because I feel like because of what I do for a living, I already support the veterans.
hmm yeah. We don't have very much. We just have like a VFW here. We don't have any Marine bases around, so we don't get much toys for tots stuff.
That's yeah, I like that a lot, and it was pretty neat because the entry fee was like there's Pinks. The entry fee was the entry fee was a toy. So, what I do is when I go to Hobby Lobby and I see the Boss 302 model kits are like 40% off, I buy every single one of them, and I just put them in my garage to use them for like YouTube giveaways or you give them to my kids when they break theirs, right? Just so they always have one. And so I just grabbed like 3 of those things and I just brought them over there and donated 3 of them. I won best engine too. That was pretty nice.
Nice.
Yeah. My car is not a show car anymore. Like it's got some. It looks nice on camera because I keep it shiny. But after taking it to the track and stuff like that, it gets some rock chips, and you know what? You don't really care about it anymore. Like I care about the paint, but I'm not like obsessed with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
So I missed out. It's hard to watch everyone. How'd your track days go? I've been meaning to go back and watch that.
Nah, it's good. You're good, man. I feel like I understand when people say I don't have time to watch. Nobody has to explain jack to me. Like I don't have time to watch my own stuff. So when people don't have time to watch videos, like no one is gonna hurt my feelings, dude. I'm gonna do it regardless. So, but yeah, it was awesome. I went there. The boss boss is about to be 12 years old here soon, and when I rolled up, like immediately rolling behind me was a 2023 Hellcat, and then like a couple Corvette ZR1s, then a Porsche GT3 RS, and then a bunch of other really fast cars. And I was like, oh man, like I was worried for a minute. I was like, I'm gonna be the slowest car here. And then we got on the course, of course, and the group I was with, like eventually it was started out with like this Camaro. I don't know if it was a ZL1 or a 1LE, but he was leading, and the guy didn't have the confidence, and so he eventually like got out of the way because he didn't want to lead. And then there was the guy, the Hellcat, was in front of me, and he stayed in front of me for a few laps because we had an authorized passing zone, which was the straight. And guess what? The straight was literally the only part of the track that I could not catch the Hellcat. So, eventually he saw that he was like holding me up and a couple other cars on the turns, and he let me go by him. And then, but once I got out in open space, man, the car did amazingly well for how old it is. I had a M5 behind me, and like when we got out, when I was done, I asked the guy, I was like, hey man, did I hold you up? And he's like, no, like I was pushing it just to stay on your bumper. Or to not stay in your bumper, to stay with you, because he said I was going to pull away from him. So that was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, I'd like to get one of those cars. They look pretty fun.
That's a good track car.
Put a real engine in it, but
Something like an old 302.
Yeah, maybe actually that's for weight purposes. I think you can get enough horsepower out of a 302. You probably get 500 NA horsepower out of it, right? That would be enough.
Should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Boss 302 handles really well for its age. Well, I'd actually rather have my car for handling than the Boss, but that's because of just the changes they made to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I got old school tech. I still got the solid rear axle.
Well,
that's nice on the drag strip.
Yeah.
Well, that solid rear axle, that doesn't mean anything. It's what you have your car set up for and what you're comfortable with.
That's
I think
true.
with Warhorse Racing, he put it to the test because he has both. The solid axle and then independent rear. He's like, it's a coin toss. Depends on how you're driving.
Yeah.
They both have pros and cons.
Well,
it's kind of like learning the difference when you're going around a track between a front wheel drive and rear wheel drive and all wheel drive. They're all different completely. They all handle, but
well, the thing
they all
is,
handle differently.
With your solid axle, you can actually break the tires loose in the corner and help point the car if you know what you're doing with that. You're not going to be able to do that with independent. So
now, that's actually how I learned to drive originally on track. Was a long time ago. Was in a solid axle, and that's what they were teaching me how to do. But when I learned how to do it in my new car, they told me not to do it that way because it's an independent rear, so it reacts differently.
Yeah. But I mean, equally capable. You just gotta. It's like you said. It's how you drive it. You got to drive it differently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frank, I don't know if I said hello. Sorry, but hey, what's up, Frank?
Yeah. Hey, Frank. Hey, Barbecue Mike.
Hey, Frank. Tell him Barbecue Mike. I've got this from next to me, and she's just wants everything.
She's pretty.
She's needy.
She's pretty.
She's a needy dog.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to the track this year in my Mustang. The engine started knocking, and they moved up about 45 minutes away, so I'd feel better trailering that far.
Yeah.
So, when I get the Fox body, I'm planning on taking it to the drag strip.
Hey, Gary. Why are you biting my hand?
Looking at a Fox body or just?
Oh, we've got one in lined up. It's already It's coming. Yep. I've shared it on here a few times. So,
okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you're gonna surprise us or what.
No, it's a work in progress right now. It's getting its guts put in.
So you think that the HO 302 just don't have enough hump for you? Is what you're saying?
No, it's a 302 going back into it. Well, 306, but it's going back in.
That's just silly. I swear it's the Ford crowd's the only ones who does that. It's like, really, that 4 cubic inches don't mean diddly squat, Maybe 4 horsepower.
I think the 4 cubic inches is for an older engine that you need to clean out and hone the cylinders out pretty good. So
yeah,
you gotta step it up a size.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to be counting that, then actually a 302 isn't a 302. It's it's like a,
Yeah, well, I'm excited to get back into a Fox body because there's
301 and some change. If you want to,
there's a great Fox group here. So, I don't know, Frank. We'll see where. What's up, Inferno? We'll see where it goes. It's got a carb, and I don't know anything about forced induction with carburetors, so I'm gonna have to learn a lot of stuff before I even consider stuff like that. Yeah. It's cheaper for sure to find a supercharger for a Fox body than it is my Boss. That's for sure.
Well, how much power are you trying to make?
I don't know. I don't even have the car yet. Like right now, I'd like a Fox body just to be at 300 horsepower.
Well, you don't need a turbo to do that.
Yeah, man, I sold my Silver Fox. You talking about my Vert? Yeah, I sold that thing back in April or May. It's been gone for a minute.
Hey, Mr. Mach 1.
What's up, Gary? Yeah, dude, that thing's been gone. We got a new Fox coming.
You've been Foxless for a long time.
I know, but it's also there's been things beyond my control and the guy who has the car's control as to why it's taken so long. So, you know what? And honestly, I've had so much going on that it's not I'm ready to buy it. So when it's ready, I'm good to go. But I'm not in a rush. Well, it's going to be an upgrade. That's for sure.
You're not in the garage today. You're in a hotel, aren't you?
I'm working.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm working too. I'm in the office. I'm working, right?
Yeah, this is the only, there's a reason that I'm on at a reasonable hour today. It's because I don't have responsibilities to put my children to sleep today.
Oh. Is that a TV you're looking up at?
Yeah, the Hurricanes are playing.
Oh.
I'm just checking the score. And there's people fighting right now, so. But yeah.
Well, is it manual or automatic?
This one will be a manual. The last one was automatic because I had the optimistic thought that maybe if I got an automatic, my wife will come and cruise with us and do stuff with us in cars, and maybe this will be what brings her over. No, she thought the Fox body was ugly, so she had zero interest in coming along.
You thought the Fox body was ugly, and wow.
Well,
my wife at least liked Fox bodies.
Hey, I thought my last Fox was looking good by the time I sold it. I thought I got it.
I thought it looked real good. You did a good job on that.
And then I'll tell you what though, the Boss now, like with cold starts with those freaking Cook side pipes, is ridiculous. It's ridiculously loud. It's not even like it could be way louder, especially if I were to delete the cats. But like compared to what it was, and I gauge it off of. I gauge the loudness. I've got a bunch of tin signs in my garage, and I could always hear them rattling a little bit, but I gauge the volume off of how much rattling I'm hearing in my garage, and there's a lot. Everything is shaking.
That's not those tin signs. It's your garage ready to fall down on you.
That's good.
Because, it's got that much sound coming out.
Yeah.
I actually started my car up my Mustang got started today in the trailer. I opened the door and leaned it up against the canopy that's behind it. So I had the back door open about that far, opened the front door, got in there, and it just needed to start. I didn't think it was going to. It was like, I haven't started it since Ford Fest, which was, over a month ago?
Yeah. Frank, I think so the engine that's in it right now is going to be a 306. Excuse me. I think it's got a mild cam with it. I think it has long tube headers, but like I'm just gonna kind of leave it as it is and enjoy it the way it is right now for that part. But I do still have that 302 that's on an engine stand sitting in my garage. Speaking of which, when I get home, I need to spray it down with some Marvel Mystery Oil. But yeah, I would still love to build that spare 302 with my boys. So that's why I haven't gotten rid of it yet. But, everything comes down to money, and like we got so much stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. So,
yeah,
money and time.
Well, I spent some of the supercharger funds on my Cook side pipes because it took me 6 years to even lay my hands on them.
How dare you?
You know what? It was well worth it. Honestly, If I could go back in time, I had a set of Cook side pipes available to me, like right before I bought the Air Raid. And the Air Raid's hard to find too, but if I could do it again, I probably would have gone Cooks first and then look for an Air Raid on the back end. Yeah, they're both very hard to find. Like the good news is that like if I ever, they're gonna remain, they're gonna hold their value. So what I paid for them, I could always get back out of them as long as I take care of them.
Yeah, you go to build that engine if you really want to do something performance. You're going to have to ditch those heads. That and probably the intake. I don't know what intake you got on that 302, but if it's stock, you need to use it as a doorstop.
I'm not sure what it's got that. I don't know if it's stock or not. I'll have to ask.
Hey, Mom.
So, Mom. Yeah, I'm like I think I put one video out last month, just one, and it was. I think it's gonna be the same this month, possibly.
No, that's all right. I mean, I'm probably going to be cutting back.
That was another channel. Never mind. Another channel said they had like 3 videos lined up they were going to release, but.
Well, I had a bunch coming down, and then just like I did, like I said, I did a couple car shows and I recorded some footage, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hang out with my boys and enjoy this one rather than film it for once. So, but I'm
great with my boy. When I was hanging out with him, I got him to be able to hold the camera and film me.
Well, Maddox, my 6-year-old, would love to do that. The problem is he gets so excited.
He's 6 years old.
He jumps. He starts jumping. And like the camera luckily will eliminate the shakiness, but you still see this. So I need him to just like settle and then he'll be talking to it and he'll turn it and look at himself and I'm like, this is obviously not like actually I did let him film for the Cooks video the last clip. You see me pulling the car into the garage.
Oh yeah.
I let him film that part just because he wanted to film something, and so I finally
he did good.
Well, I left a lot of stuff in there. Like I'm hitting the throttle a little bit, and he sits there and he's going run run run, like making his own noises, and I left it all in there because I love that kind of stuff. I think it's funny.
I think it's cute.
I'll be right back.
No, you're good, man.
I am. Now the difference is my son's 25. And he's 6'6", so he can get up over top of people too, which is nice.
Yeah.
He helped me out with filming a bunch of stuff while we were at Ford Fest when I was busy doing other things. Oh man, my back is killing me. I got just over a month before my surgery.
I need shoulder surgery pretty bad. I feel like
I need that too, but the back's getting done first. Oh, I already saw it, Bob. Pretty good. I think I even commented on it. I still liked it without the mufflers. I like the sound of it.
So that's a 3.8 in those things, right? Those old.
Yeah, whatever it is, it sounded really good with no muffler on. Yeah, I'm dreading it, Gary. I am. I'm not looking forward to it, and it scares me. But it's gotten to the point where I'm sitting here in like massive pain right now. I'm in a lot of pain, and I cannot find a way to make it go away anymore. 3.4. It's got the 3.4 liter in it. I like that van. It's got a little rust on it, but it's a pretty decent looking van. For the price, it was killer.
I would love one of the, like when I grew up, my parents had a Ford conversion van for a while. I would I'd put some I'd put a Super 10 on that and drive that thing around and then use that as my tow vehicle. You get one of the newer ones.
Was that the E350 van? Conversion?
I don't know. I can't remember. It was an Econoline and it was huge and it was awesome.
It was either a 250 or 350, but a lot of times they use the 350s because they hold more weight. It's the same ones they use for the Class C motorhomes.
Well, now they've got I don't know if they do conversion vans anymore, but they've got vans that are, with the diesels. That'd be freaking awesome.
That would be. I'm gonna miss my diesel truck when I get rid of it. Ooh, holy crap! My wife's up in she's up in Rochester, Minnesota right now, and she's not looking forward to Friday's weather. 28 and low with a high of 42.
My brother sent me a screenshot last year when we were down here in North Carolina, and we had our cold week where it was like in the teens with a wind chill of like 2. And I was like, man, it's freaking cold. My brother sent me a screenshot, and his actual temperature was like negative like 20 with a wind chill of like negative 48. And I was like, dude.
Where was he?
He's in New Hampshire. And I was like,
oh,
holy crap. That was when the whole country had that Arctic chill come down.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like, you have a plan in case you lose power? Like, you could die. I was like, that is insane.
You're cool.
That's a whole that's a whole nother level of cold.
I know that years ago, and I can't remember how long it's been. It's been like maybe 10 years, maybe not quite 10 years ago when I was in China, up in northern China in December. We were there the entire month of December. We came home like at New Year's. And it was -40 was the average high for the day. That was the high. Somebody asked, or I asked, it might have been me, but it's like, so what's that in Fahrenheit? And I was like, it's the same actually. At that point, they're almost exactly the same, -40.
Yeah, cold. That's what it is.
It was, and back then I had no cold weather gear, none. I'm there wearing Carhartt double front jeans because that's what I had with me, and a light jacket or a hoodie, and that's all I had. I was freezing. Didn't have any gloves. I didn't have any warm gear at all. I didn't even have anything like the thermals, underwears. Didn't have any of that. But I got all that stuff after that trip, and we never went to a place that cold again.
Yeah, I still don't have I don't have any real Navy cold weather clothes. I refuse, unless they send me somewhere where I'm going to freeze to death. I don't buy stuff.
Yeah, well, I wasn't in the Army, so this was working at Seattle Safety, and after that they bought us jackets. They bought us the Carhartt winter jackets, but they were the jackets, not the coats, and they were too short. They wouldn't even go down below my waist. There's those short jackets, and then I gave mine away before I left the company. Like, here, somebody else can have it. It doesn't fit me.
Gotcha.
Oh, my wife is on this. She's going to doctor's appointments all week long, and she's on this weird thing where she's after midnight tonight. She's not going to be able to eat for 2 days, or drink anything, including water, except for what they give her because she's got to have all these weird tests done. It's nuclear medicine stuff where they drop a camera down her.
Oh,
yeah.
You gotta drink the dye and stuff like that.
I don't know about probably, but she's got to swallow a camera and then eat some specific food that they give her so it can follow it. Yeah. Kind of weird, but she's got like a week long, and they ended up adding another appointment or something on Monday, so I had to move her flight back from Sunday to Tuesday, which that was a nightmare because I went and changed it online. I went online and changed it because I got changeable tickets. And I changed it. I had it all set Tuesday. The flights were basically the same flights, but they were earlier in the morning. So I changed it, and I go and look, and it changed the times, but it didn't change the day. So then I had to get hold of customer service and go, hey, this got screwed up. So they finally got it fixed, got it moved, but it ended up saving me points because I paid for it with points, and then I got almost 30,000 points back.
There you go.
So that's pretty good. But it just kind of sucked. And it sucks her not being here because then I got to come home for lunch every day and take care of the dog. Makes my day longer by an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out. So we got a baseball tournament this weekend. I gotta figure out where I got to bleed the brakes to my boss. Like, I still haven't done that from the track day. It's way overdue. Need to do it. I've got to check out the Sequoia. I think I have an alignment issue, so I'm hoping it's not one of the tie rods going to bad. Something's not right because one of the tires is wearing out on the outside. And then I've got to do the Christmas lights. I got my camper that I'm going to have to put back in storage
again.
And when I put it back in storage, I cover it up. So that takes a minute. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get all this crap done.
Miracles?
Pick and
You're
choose.
going to pray to Jesus, and He's going to grant you a miracle, and it's going to get done. You need friends. You need friends to help.
I got friends, man. I just got no time.
Old fashioned. Yeah, I'm being lazy. That's just Jim Beam. That's all that is. It's Jim Beam in a glass with some ice. I thought about making an old fashioned, and I just thought better and realized I'm out of cherries anyway. I need to stop by and pick up some more. Try to answer your car mob.
Yeah, I'm starting another batch of beer, so got in the fridge right behind me over there, temperature controlled, doing a dark ale.
How long you been brewing stuff?
A few years. I'm kind of working
on. What are you brewing right now?
What's that?
What are you brewing right now?
Dark ale. It's got the midnight wheat in it, so it's really dark, like a Guinness, but it tastes like an ale. It's light like an ale.
See, that's the one thing I love Guinness. I love the flavor of it, especially a real Guinness from from Europe, not from America.
Victor.
And they're just too heavy for me. Like I love stouts, except they're so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really want to find this one that I found one time. I can't even remember the name of it anymore. It was a chocolate stout, but it was a Mexican chocolate stout. And I got it one time in a big bottle from Costco. And I went back after like a week later. It was almost Christmas, and I went back a week later to go grab some more because I just bought the one because I didn't know if I'd like it. I loved it. I went back. They did not have them anymore at all. And I went and looked online and found out you have to order it by the keg if you want it. And that was quite expensive, so that did not happen.
You got any? I'm sure you got local breweries. Maybe check them out, see what they got.
I have no idea what's around here in Alabama. So in Washington, I had a ton of local breweries and had plenty of good beers to go try. Tons of them, more than I could drink.
Inferno Shelby still in here? He's a guy I've been talking to a lot on Instagram and TikTok. He's got a GT500 and he just picked up a Grabber Blue Boss 302. He used to have a school bus yellow, and he's thinking about starting up a YouTube channel. So I said, go for it. Just don't expect the world. Just have fun with it.
Oh, real quick, Carmob. Holly Hot Rod said to say hello to you, Nicole, and Shelby. My wife, I'm texting right now.
Oh, I picked up a car hauler trailer, so that'll make it easier to get the Mustang to the track next year. Hopefully next year. I got to build the engine for it now.
My dad bought it. My dad has a trailer now, and he's offered it to me, but he doesn't have tire straps yet. I might have to get some tire straps.
I don't have any of those. I was looking at them, and like the Harbor Freight ones are only for like a 15-inch wheel. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to cut it. But I just got two of the heavy-duty straps, like the 3,300-pound straps, and then until I can buy a winch, then I'm just going to use the come-along as a safety.
Frank, I'd link up with you and meet you, man, but I actually won't be in the area. I'll be gone. I'll be at my boy's ball tournament. He's got a travel ball tournament.
Oh, good.
Supposed to be pitching, so I'm pretty excited. We'll see.
That's cool.
Well, he pitched 2 tournaments ago, and that was his first time. And like every single kid, when they had their first time, none of them did great. So this is his, okay, now you got a little more, you got a taste of it. You've got a lot more time to practice. Let's see how you do. And he's got a little cannon when he throws it hard. Like I found out, like when I piss him off, and he's aiming for my face, he can throw it pretty dang hard. But he's a pretty good little ball player. wish I had him here with me because there's actually I'm in Norfolk right now, and they have there's a baseball field here that they call I think they call it like the World Series field. But you had players like I want to say it was DiMaggio, a bunch of the guys that were like drafted for maybe it's not much. I don't know. A bunch of the guys who were like drafted, right, or joined the war effort in World War II. They all came together and played baseball on the field here in Norfolk, and so they called it like the Military World Series or something like that. It's pretty cool, and you can actually go see it. It's like right behind the gym.
Come on.
Yeah, that's one place I never did get to go to is Norfolk.
It's the battleship downtown's pretty cool because you can go Norfolk's not amazing, but like you go downtown, you can see like from one of the main streets, there's a battleship pointing guns right down the street, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
The museum's pretty cool. I'm not super wowed by it, but that's because my uncle is the chief engineer on the USS North Carolina down in Wilmington. And so, like, I get to do the secret squirrel tours that nobody else gets to do since he works there. He'll show us, he'll take us in places that other people, it's not part of the tour, which is pretty cool to see. And yeah, it's nice. It's cool. The boys, the boys are getting to an age where they appreciate that kind of stuff a little more. And so I'm trying to get back down there more when I can.
That was nice when I was stationed in Washington, when I was still in, because of our security clearance we had in my unit. We all went down to Bremerton and got to go into places in some attack subs, which were pretty much open. Those are way too small. But then we got some of the nuke subs, some of the big what are those, Titan class or?
You talking about the boomers that we have now?
No, this was back in the early 90s, or sorry, late mid 90s, like
I mean, it should still be the Ohio class, I believe.
95, 96.
Should still be the Ohio class submarines, I believe.
Yeah, and so we got to tour a couple of those that were in dock, and we got to go in. We got to see everything in that, and that was neat. But I couldn't do it. I could not do it, even in the big ones. And the attack subs, screw those. The fast attacks, I'm claustrophobic. That just was not my jam.
You know what I've done before, Pinks? Not only did I do this, I've been on fast attacks before, and as a midshipman, what they let us do is we're underwater, right? You're underwater several hundred feet, and I climbed into a torpedo tube and I signed my name at the end of the torpedo tube.
Nice.
You know what's on the other side of that torpedo tube?
Water. Lots and lots of water. See, the water doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the tight area. I'm claustrophobic. I don't care if I'm underwater or in the air. I don't like. That's the biggest problem I have with being in an airplane, even a commercial jet, is it's too small. It's but I've learned to deal with that over the years because I got crammed into so many planes and helicopters and everything else and anything in the Army that you had to learn to deal with that stuff.
Yeah,
you were like this.
Yeah. C-130 rides.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Yeah. I've done that. I've done a C-130 ride as a wounded soldier, and to where they've got the bunks stacked so close together, you're basically eating the bunk above you, the cot hanging, and because they just put so many in there, and I'm like, you guys are crazy.
So they do this.
Luckily, it was only like a half-hour flight.
So in the destroyers, there's only so many staterooms, right, for officers.
Yeah.
And if you're a junior officer, guess what? You might get the short end of the straw, and they'll put you somewhere called the JO Jungle. It's a berthing. Well, guess what? JO Jungle can fill up too. And when they don't have racks, what we had to do is we basically there's a training room, quote unquote, on a destroyer, which also serves as our like chapel for church services and stuff like that. Well, we had to dismantle that because we needed more berthing space. And basically, my brother lived in this place. And the best way to explain it, and what it looked like when they finished with it is if you were to give some homeless or some hobos like $5,000 gift cards to REI, and just imagine what they can create. That's what it looked like in there. So like they had these like stackable bunks, right?
Why were there so many people on a destroyer though? That's what gets me.
I mean, it's just how it is. Like there's only so much space. But anyways, they got these stackable bunks, and so I think my brother was in the top bunk, so he was fine. But like if you're in the bottom bunk, what they didn't account for was the fact that there's sag in these racks. So like the dude, if you're in the bottom bunk, you're touching the dude's butt above you like every night.
Yeah, that's one thing they really don't account for a lot of times when they build things like that is the sag in the bunks. Yep. Or the cots or whatever the hell they are.
Yep. But I've been lucky. I've always had a stateroom because I've always outranked some other people. So that's been nice.
It's always nice. I remember just in the Army, just when we were living in the barracks, when we were 5 men to a room that were supposed to be 2-man rooms. And that's when they decided the overcrowding happened and we were able to move off post and get paid to do so, even unmarried, because there were just too many. They don't have that much of a problem with that in the Army anymore because they've built better barracks and they don't have as many people anymore.
Yep. I know a guy who's there's a local Marine to me here. I think he's over in he's in Germany now, and he brought his car over with him. So he's over there driving around in this like highly modified Scat Pack in Germany.
So he's slow then compared to some of those German cars.
Actually, I've raced that car. There's video on my channel of me racing that car. He pulled on me. I was surprised. I was not expecting it. But he was pulling away from me.
I've driven some really fast cars in Germany. I didn't think we were going to be that fast. These were rental cars too. So, but when you're on the Autobahn, you do what you do until you get to a speed limit. Then you slow down. You do not want to get pulled over for speeding on the Autobahn.
You don't want to get pulled over anywhere in Germany. They take their license program very seriously.
Oh yeah, they do. I did once get a ticket. I got a coming out of a town. I got a ticket from a camera in the rental car, and it was not cheap. I mean, it was at the time €1 was close to $2 a euro, and I got a €50 ticket. So it was about $100 for doing 38 kilometers in a 35. It was 3 over, and I just got caught by a camera. I just wasn't paying attention. I should have put it in cruise control like I normally did when I was on the city roads. And the hell, the car I was in was an old Volvo, and this is years back, and it already had the what's that? The self-driving the cruise control that readjusts.
Yeah, I
have it in my truck. I can't ever remember the name of it.
So I want here's what I'm wondering, right? Talking about self-driving cars. Let's have this discussion.
Yeah.
We've got this technology. Self-driving cars are out there. And I know it's a whole liability thing, but why do we not yet have self-driving motorhomes so you can go boop and go take a dump and come right back to driving? You know, just like a captain's cab, right? In the airplane's at cruising altitude.
Yeah.
Set autopilot. Go to the bathroom. Go take a nap in the back.
I set the cruise control and went to the back to take a nap. I don't know what happened.
No, but you got the autopilot nowadays.
I know, but none of them are that reliable. They really aren't. I mean, none of them are legal anywhere yet. I don't think to be fully self-driving without you being at the wheel.
Oh, there's always going to be issues though. Like, there's no way. Like, you know,
but
they're depending on the technology's ability to read the situation or the layout of the land where, like, you know, you could have, depending on where you are, right, you could have mud or dirt encroaching on the road. And so is it going to recognize the road's still there? stuff like that.
I know that I was in my wife's the Edge. It's got the cruise control that actually come to a complete stop and then resume when they start moving again. You just hit the button and it keeps going. And I like it. It's kind of neat. And also, if you start to drift a little bit, it puts you back in the lane. Unless it can't see the edge of the lines, or it can't determine the edge of the road, and it'll turn that. It lets you know when it can't. It beeps at you. But today I made a change on the settings in it that made it actually work better.
Yeah, the thing about driving cars is I'm not so afraid of those. It's all the other crazy drivers on the road.
Oh, yeah. It's those people that are actually driving their own cars. That's what the problem is. Now, what I've seen is some things that they talked about years ago before self-driving cars was self-driving roads, which would control the cars that were on them. You'd set your destination, and when you got on this freeway, if you had a long distance to go, you'd put in the fast lane, and it would bring you in by itself to where you didn't hit another car and at speed, and you'd be flying like 100 plus miles an hour. But the road would be controlling everything. So it would see, every car on this road would have to be an electronic car that could be controlled by it.
Well, that's the other problem too. Like, how much, do you want? Like, I don't like newer cars because I do like them, but I don't want my car on the grid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I want
to take mine off the grid. I know how to do that. So
I don't want it to require updates. I don't want any of that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just bad. Your car requiring updates.
It is actually kind of nice. Like the Edge updated the other day, and it was actually a pretty nice update. Fixed a couple of issues it had.
All I'm saying is, right, like, what if they get to like the cell phone level, right, where they're like, we're gonna make all this stuff slightly worse each time, and see until it annoys you.
Buy a new car.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
every 3 to 5 years you have to get a new one.
Yeah, the update was for the sync system. It wasn't for the car itself.
Speaking of update, I'm looking at a cam for my my Mustang, and it's the speed density. So I think I got one figured out that may be 1,000,000 times better than the Explorer cam I got in it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I might need to get off, gents.
I'm about to get off too. So
I haven't eaten dinner, and I probably should go find something to eat real quick before it's bedtime. I don't think I'm lazy. I don't think I'm gonna have time to eat food tomorrow before when I got to work. So,
yeah.
Well, enjoy that. I'm going to hop off here too. So,
well, everybody, I appreciate everyone who hopped in here. There's only got like 3 people left, anyways. But it's probably you two and me. It's all right. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone hopping in here. I know it's a short one, and I'll try and go live whenever I can.
Actually got to catch you for once. So,
yeah. Well, I like doing it at this time when I can. I just don't have time to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's hard getting everything in. I don't even know where to start if I want to do a live stream. It's like,
yep. Well, all right, everybody.
I'm running mine tomorrow if anybody's there.
All right, have a good one.
Probably gonna try and keep it short too.
If I can make it, I will.